Hi everyone, it's October the 4th, 2015, about 3:10 in the afternoon, and just going to do a quick brief on why I've not actually added any extra videos over the last few months. Reason being is I'm getting pretty close to getting enough information together to support the idea that yes, we do have a British Bigfoot. I know it seems like a joke that the existence of such a creature in the United Kingdom would be unreal, but I can categorically say that they are here. Why do I say that? I think until you personally experience contact with these people, I'm going to call them people, then you will not be able to fully register the fact that they are there. I think, you know, in America it's still a bit of a joke. But there's so many encounters, so many reports, so many sightings, so many footprints, so many pieces of anecdotal evidence, but yet they're still not being confirmed. But they're there, you know they're there. Likewise, it's a wake-up call for the United Kingdom that we do have them here as well. I know for certain they are here. I'm in Sasquatch Central of potentially anyway, of the United Kingdom that is a hotspot, and I can say that for certain for lots of different reasons, but I'm not going to supply that information as yet. I'm keeping tight-lipped on it for the time being as I still progress in this search. But yes, they are definitely here. I'm looking at here, I think in America you can you've got the idea that there's a link between tree arches and water, and you can't get anything more supportive of that idea than this tree arch, which is not natural. That has been bent all the way over there, and the tip, it looks like it's broken, so I think it was held down in the middle of that. Now this is a small pond that's in isolated woodland. The sun's getting a bit low, so it's looking right in the middle of the view here, but this is just one example. I can show you 50, 60, 70 other types of tree arches that are made in exactly the same way as you see in America, but here they do things a little bit different. Not much, but they do things a little bit different. I mean, right behind me I can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 pieces that support that. I'm not going to say much about it at the moment, but I will be reporting on it in the future. The video that I did on the tree knocking stick, I am now convinced 100% that that is one of theirs. Why do I say that? And why do I think I know that? They're here. Okay, they are in this wood. I know that for certain. I've heard wood knocks, lots of them. I've even recorded some, but I'm not going to provide those at this current moment in time. I'm still building up a picture of their existence here from a number of different sources. There's all the tree arches themselves, and they have a symbolic reason for why do they do it. One, maybe they're pointing towards water sources. I think that's true in a number of places, but not always the case. Because I've been finding them in a concentrated area in Site 1, but they don't seem to indicate water source, because they're all randomly spread out. They're not pointing in any general direction. So yes and no. I think there's other reasons for it, and yet that is where I found the tree knocking stick next to a multiple tree arch in the middle of isolated woodland. So this was in end of February, beginning of March. That tree branch was carried into that area and was left there because it was damaged. They broke it, so it was no longer fit for purpose. So they dropped it, but they dropped it in a place that meant something to them. And for that, the video itself says why I believe that is a tree knocking stick. There's lots of different reasons why that's the case, and I certainly don't believe it was a human carrying it into the area. Definitely not. But they're here. I believe there's a family of 5 in this area, and it's a pretty big area, but still, by American standards, it is very concentrated. And I know they've been here for in excess of 10 years, because some of the features that have left behind have all rotten and would indicate they've been there in excess of 10 years. So this is their home, and this is what I want to try and, once I build up a picture that they are here, whether it's confirmed evidence from a DNA source or a wonderful piece of photography, then I believe I know the parameters for knowing where they actually live. Live as in live during the daytime, because they stay in a certain area during the daytime and then move out at dusk into the wider forest area and countryside to do their foraging. So I would like to build up a picture for their existence and seek that they get some sort of protection for the immediate areas where they're known to stay during the daytime. And as I say, I've got an understanding how that operates with them. I'm proposing the name Anglo-Sasquatch for them. That is with the idea of linking them to the North American Sasquatch in respect of all the research that's been carried out in America. Yes, I know we're dealing with an 8-footer, and I can't reveal that source at the moment, but I know we're dealing with an 8-foot type creature, people, with very broad shoulders and no neck. Okay, so very similar in form to the American Sasquatch, The antics that they have here in the forest are very similar. The twisting of the trees, the tree arches, but they do think that there is one fundamental thing that they do very differently here in the UK that separates them from the American Sasquatch. I think that's predominantly because they've had to live in more secrecy as the UK countryside became more managed over the years. So their signs are a bit more subtle than maybe they are in America, but they're still there. Now I've brought two skeptics to here to evaluate. One of them thought I was absolutely bonkers, but he just played along with it until he got here, and then his mind became a little bit more open to the idea. By the end of the day of just walking around the forest, he was convinced. He wasn't convinced it was Bigfoot, but he was convinced there's something unordinary going on here. Then when we did a nighttime session, he was an absolute believer. No, not a believer, a knower. I think that's the difference. People that have experienced it, they know. People that have delved into the evidence are probably believers. And I think 99% of the population are non-believers, because they haven't taken the time or the opportunity to look into this subject more closely. And that applies to the scientific world as well. They don't want to get their hands dirty on this. And I know from speaking from experience that the scientific world is very closed off to this. And it's going to take something very extraordinary to actually wake them up. So, why haven't we found any bones? Well, I'm convinced, following the latest addition to the hominid family tree, that they do bury their dead as well. I mean, let's face it, if they were to leave their corpse here, anywhere in this forest, covered over by brush, chances are it's never going to be discovered anyway. But I don't think they do that. I think they honestly do bury their dead as well. I know that they're intelligent, they're shy, they won't show themselves unless they want to. You won't, if you go out looking for them, I can pretty much say you won't find them. You might find evidence of them being there, but you won't find them. They're ninjas in the forest. The only way that I feel that you stand any chance of having a valuable experience is by letting them come to you. They know if you're in the forest or not, and it will be up to them to decide whether they come and find you or not. Chances are they won't, but you need to be persistent. Anyway, I'm finding lots of valuable evidence to support that they are here, both audio, visual. I mean, I tend to think that that is the first ever Bigfoot tree knocking stick ever recovered. If you look at the medieval manuscripts, you can actually see that the length of these knocking sticks, tree knocking sticks, are pretty much shoulder height, like the one I found. And they're always shown being held in the left hand. Now I believe they carry them around with them all the time, because I've heard wood knocks in one direction, and then immediately, within a matter of seconds, you hear one in a different direction. So they have to be carrying them to actually be able to respond that quickly to each other. And I do think it's as a means of communication. If they hear some strange sounds in the forest, they they're a bit shy and they want to know if it's one of their own. So they do the tree knock, and then they know if it's one of theirs or not one of theirs. We've heard tree knocks in 3 different directions. One was particularly close to us, which was pretty awesome. But anyway, this is for mainly aimed at people in America that have the idea that there's no Bigfoot in the United Kingdom. The Finding Bigfoot crowd came here and banged on a few trees and discovered nothing. Now, for me, maybe there's something to learn from this, but for me, I can tell you now, I have never ever done a tree knock or a vocalization in order to gain their attention or curiosity. I've never done that, and yet I'm getting a lot of contact. Admittedly, it's at a distance at the moment, but it's getting closer. So, people in America, you want us to have an open mind to the whole idea of the existence of Bigfoot. Fair enough, I totally agree with that. We should all have an open mind to something where people are saying there's something, and well, lots of people are saying there's something and everyone else is disbelieving it. We should have an open mind to that. So I'm saying, have the same respect to the idea that we have them in the United Kingdom as well, because I can only speak from my own experience that we do, and at some point in the future I will be revealing the amount of evidence that I've compiled to date, and for the UK this will be overwhelming. So if there's the possibility, which there is, of the existence of Bigfoot in the United Kingdom, in a very populated country that is known and been searched for generations after generations, then you've got to accept that there's the possibility for these creatures to be anywhere in the world, apart from desert regions, of course. So yeah, we know that they've been here from medieval manuscripts, reports from the 1800s, right the way through to the present day. And at some point I could be added to the list. Oh, I've just heard twig snaps over in that direction. That's interesting. Could be a deer, of course, but maybe me sitting here is arousing curiosity, because I am in Sasquatch Central. There's blackbirds going off behind me, and what they do, from speaking from experience, what they do, they come to you on 2 different sides, be it front and back or left and right, 2 opposite sides of each other. So yeah, that's interesting. Alright, okay, I'm going to wrap it up for today, but I just wanted you to have a look at this. I'll put photographs up if I can. This is one of the few water sources we've got in the immediate area of where they are, but after the summer it's been pretty much drained, evaporated, but I'm hoping in the winter it'll be a bit fuller, and muddier, because at the moment you just have to look at the type of forest floor here is just covered in leaves. There's no chance of any footprints. Now that was a weird sound. Okay, I'm going to finish it off here and head over to Site 6 to see what evidence of activity we've had over the last week. Right, over and out. Thanks for watching.